on this.
All right, I am very pleased. This is Tim Law with Playing It Forward Coaching. I'm very, very pleased to meet with and introduce a gentleman that I just literally met, Evan Schreiner. To say that he impressed me immediately would be an understatement. So welcome, Evan, and please tell us about yourself.
Thanks for having me, Tim. Yeah, my name is Evan Schreiner. I am the tennis service representative and the net generation coordinator for USTA Middle States. My main job is to promote and grow the game around the Philadelphia area. Before that, I was a college tennis coach for 6 years at 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼 College for 2 and Brevard College for 4 years as a head men's and women's coach. And I've been around tennis in just about every capacity you can think of for as long as I've been working. So it's a great sport, and it's great to promote it and grow it as much as possible and work with a great company like the USTA.
Absolutely. No, totally agree. Where did you do your high school collegiate tennis playing?
Yeah, so high school, I was at Seneca High School in Seneca, South Carolina. That's where I lived most of my life from 8th grade all throughout through high school, and then played varsity tennis there for 3 of my 4 years, and then I went to Coker College for my undergrad. Played there for 4 years, 4-year letter winner there. And then after that, I got into coaching, and I went to Clemson University for my master's. And through there, I was a volunteer assistant for the men's tennis team, and that got me got my feet wet with coaching, and it got me into my first gig at 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼 as an assistant.
Okay, very good. And when you were they're involved collegiately, what did you? You said you got your master's. What was your major in?
So my master's was in Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Management. Yep. So it was a
okay.
2-year thesis program, and I wrote my thesis on coaching philosophies and how those can be enacted with youth coaches and how what are some key components that a lot of successful coaches kind of use to work with young kids. But yeah, I'm a big Clemson Tiger fan. I lived in that area for a good bit of my life, so it was great to go to grad school there and get a diploma from there.
Sure. I'm always curious on how did you get started in the great game of tennis?
When I was a kid, I was one of those kids who just played just about every sport. So I played basketball, I played baseball, I played soccer, I did wrestling for a year. So I just did everything. And then it was one of those things where my dad was always a tennis player. And he set me up with a lesson once, and I just kind of took to it, had a little bit of a knack for it, and I just loved it ever since. And so, just played it. And then when I was old enough, I started working at local tennis club as a teaching pro for kids, and then I started working tennis camps. Went and got PTR and USPTA certified. So from there, it just kind of progressed into getting more and more serious with it. And then in school and in college, I decided I wanted to be a college tennis coach. So I was working with a lot of coaches. I was very, very fortunate to be around the Clemson University staff for as long as I was, and then after I was at Brevard for 4 years, I started working for one of our local tennis or community tennis associations, or CTAs, and that kind of got me into the community aspect of it, and where it brought me with the USTA in Middle States.
Okay, fantastic. Well, you've run the gamut on a variety of a good background behind there. I'm always curious about how people get started in various things. What are some of the tennis challenges you're seeing in your position?
Well, I mean, right now, COVID is something that's on the minds of everybody. So we're hoping with the vaccine and everything that everybody's going to hopefully get back into playing and back into clubs and tournaments and competing and all that stuff. So it definitely is a slow climb back. But we just got to really focus at that at the local level and do as much as we can here. But tennis is a sport that I tell people it's a tough sport to pick up, but it's also a tough sport to put down. And so
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So I think that, having a good understanding of that, and then, making sure that kids and adults both have success at the very beginning of when they start to learn, so they don't get, frustrated. They don't go and they they bring a couple tennis balls to a public park and they end up chasing them for, most of the time instead of rallying. So one of the big challenges is getting them off on the right foot so they enjoy it and they have some success from the very beginning, and then they can progress into hitting with people of their level, competing against people at their level, hopefully get into like leagues and tournaments and stuff like that. But that's one of the challenges. It's such a sport it can be, especially with a lot of other sports around. Competing to get the attention of people. But the one good thing about tennis is it's such a good sport holistically when you're talking about, how good it is for your cardiovascular health, how good it is for your mental and emotional health with, being able to interact and socialize with people. So there's so many great benefits to it. And it's just, getting the word out there. And if there's a silver lining with COVID, it's that, tennis was a sport that was named the best sport for social distancing. So a lot of people that have been buying rackets at Walmart, I know they've been having trouble keeping those stocked up. So there's a lot of people who have rackets in their hands for the first time or for the first time in a long time. And now our goal is to reach those people and get them involved with local clubs, get them involved with some lessons, or get them involved with local communities and see them grow and evolve as tennis players.
Very good. Well, your passion is coming right through the screen, Evan. I'll tell you that right
Thanks.
now. I can see it loud and clear. Another last couple of questions here. What things have you been most proud of as far as your work is concerned?
Probably one of the biggest things I was proud of was my work as a head tennis coach at Brevard College. I took over a program that only had 3 players, and I was coaching men's and women. So we were transitioning into Division III, and we didn't have a full roster with no athletic scholarships. So that was a challenge. I was there for 4 years, and I was able to build a pretty good team. And our women's team finished third in our division my last year there, and our men's team, we had 3 guys that were all conference. So
Wow.
it was great to see the team progress and get stronger every year. And another thing that I'm proud of is my work working with our CTA in North Carolina, the Transylvania Community Tennis Association. It's kind of how I got started with community work, but I was able to get equipment into our local charter school and our Boys and Girls Club, as well as got the USTA North Carolina to come in and run a workshop there. So to get that started and get the get a good running start with that program before taking over here and moving here. And then, come here, there's been a lot of great things. I was very proud of our virtual tennis conference that we ran a couple months ago. That was a big success. That was a big team effort. It wasn't just me. That was a huge team effort for everybody, for our staff. And that was something that I was very proud of and very happy it went so well. And, I could go on and on. There's so many great things that we've done, and so many events where we've been able to impact a lot of people. And so it's just great to have that platform to be able to work with so many people and try to impact so many people with tennis.
Fantastic. Well, and as you already know, I'm preaching to the choir. I mean, how many doors a sport like this can open up for you, and it really makes a big difference. Okay, Evan, and how can you be contacted? What's the best way for people to get in contact with you?
Yeah, my best way to contact me is just my email, which is 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼. That's ESCHREINER at the letter MS as in middle states.usta.com. I'm a pretty good emailer, so it's a pretty quick turnaround if there's any questions or anything like that. But that's the best way to reach me is through email. I look forward to helping out anybody and getting in touch with anybody that needs help or would need any assistance of any kind.
Okay, fantastic, Evan. Well, thank you so much. Any last words that you want to share here?
No, this is great. I appreciate you taking the time to interview me. This is great. I really learned a lot from your coaching presentation this past weekend that I was on, and really looking forward to helping kids and adults alike to try tennis for the first time or pick it up after a while and hopefully learn a sport of a lifetime going forward.
Fantastic. Well, and again, anybody that you cross paths with, please have them, subscribe to my Playing It Forward coaching channel on YouTube. I've got almost 200 people that have subscribed already. And And a lot of it is just a lot of the things that we discussed, over at the great seminar that you helped put on. So I super, super appreciate your wonderful interview here, Evan. Let's stay in close touch with each other, and we'll keep talking. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tim.
Great. Well, thank you, Evan. You have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. You too.
Yes, sir.